Yeah, my name is Edward Connell, so I am His Honour Judge Connell. I sit at Isleworth Crown Court, which is based in West London. We're a criminal court which covers crimes committed in South and West London, including the area of Heathrow Airport. When I was younger, I was fascinated by watching legal dramas on TV and books that had a legal context. And as I got older, I was attracted to the legal profession, particularly criminal law, because it required a combination of interesting challenges which I think matched my skill set. And by that I mean it was intellectually demanding. There were opportunities for public speaking, you have an ever-changing workload, and you get to meet lots of different people from different backgrounds. I was a criminal barrister. I was called to the bar in 1996, and so I practiced doing both prosecution and defence work for about 23 years. Well, almost all my decision making has a legal framework, so I make sure that I'm obviously familiar with the relevant statutes, guidelines or case law, and I then listen to the evidence and the legal arguments which are advanced and make factual determinations based on that information and within that framework. Without doubt, the judiciary has become much more diverse since I came to the bar almost 25 years ago. When I first started out, most judges were older white males, often from public school background. Recruitment then was done often on the basis of recommendation rather than by proper assessment. And the consequence is that people tended to recruit people much like themselves. But the Judicial Appointments Commission now are in charge of recruitment. It's based on a series of factors, intellectual ability, assessments designed to make sure they get people who are able to perform the skills required of a judge. And as a result of that, the judiciary has become much more diverse. And although there's still work to be done, there's many more women now sitting as judges, much more diverse insofar as ethnic background is concerned. And so that's the biggest improvement I've seen since coming to the bar. Well, most of our work is taken up by conducting hearings in court, but there's also work outside of court as well, administrative work, such as police and prosecution making applications for things like restraint orders and for powers to search people's property or access people's phone and bank records. Also, because I'm a community and diversity relations judge, I'm involved in giving talks to visitors to the courts, from school children up to trainee forensic scientists and trainee police officers. And like many judges, I also help out with advocacy training for the pupil barristers going through their training in the Inns of Court. I would recommend that they take an opportunity to undertake some work experience with a judge. It's called marshalling, and you sit with a judge and get to see behind the scenes what it really means to do a judge's work. And I would also recommend people that they should consider, if they're thinking about wanting to become a full-time judge, applying to become a recorder to see if their skill set maps the skills which the Judicial Appointments Commission are looking for, because that gives you a real feel as to whether or not you'd like to do the job long-term, full-time. I did have to overcome barriers to become a barrister initially, because I was the first member of my family to go to university. I didn't have any legal contacts or connections, no family or friends that were in the law, and I found it very difficult to get work experience. I also didn't go to one of the top universities, and in the past that was also a bit of a barrier to entry, which thankfully has been improved. But that meant I just had to work harder at improving my CV and skill set by doing other forms of work experience, such as working in legal advice centres or engaging in mooting and advocacy competitions to enhance my skills to make up for that. A book I've read lately, which I'd recommend, is a book by Matthew Said, which is called Rebel Ideas, The Power of Diverse Thinking. And the reason why that's of interest to me is because in my personal life, away from being a judge, I worked and campaigned for improving diversity, particularly in the world of football. And the great thing about Matthew Said's book is it talks about how there is strength in diversity of workforce, strength in diversity of thought, and that if we can improve diversity, then we make the world a better place. And that book really talks about those issues.